This is Jonathan St. James, and you're listening to The Truth is Still Straight podcast. All right, folks. Once again, it is The Truth is Still Straight podcast, and it is your host, Jonathan St. James. Thank you. Thank you. And of course, before every show, we always get a correspondence from Sister Millie from the West Coast. So, Sister Millie from the West Coast, I hear that you want to bring up the topic for tonight. So, Sister Millie from the West Coast, what would you like me to talk about today?
Whatever you like.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, folks. Seriously, though. Okay, I'd like to give a shout out to all those who support the show. I know everybody was doing their thing last week, didn't have a chance to check out the show. That's okay. It's a new year. Happy New Year for all those who are keeping score. And I don't mind that you didn't tune in last week because we all got lives, but the video's there for you to always check it out when you're ready. All right. So now let's give a shout out to those who are supporting the show. And those people are Pedro Falcone, Kenny Alpha, Sister Millie from the West Coast, Burundi Shall Smile One Day, Jario V, Mr. Wilkes, Milton Gonzalez, Snotty, Reggie, Courtney K. Law, Latoya Shilya, Michael Thomas, Darrell Big G Galloway, Sam T, James Wilson, Tyrone Biggs, Terrence Mear, JD Whitelaw, Julian Flournoy, Kid Vegas 8402, Eric Jordan, Michael McCrary, Kane Major, Kundalini Lee, Marcus A. Morris, Heath, 313 Money Team, Sean Howell, Steve Stowe, Marvin Banks, Anthony Perry, Nelson Fool, Luke Asaf, Be Minded, TM Rowland, Flavor Sweet, Eric Jordan, Glenn Isaac, McTow Griffith, Soapbox Willie, Steve Opoku, Brian Lindemann, Jojo A. Gogo, Big K3695, Still Sharp and Still, Stefan Plug 2, Chaos Angel, Thomas Ford, Gary Leonard, Fidel Castro, Frank Atong 4, Marcus Renton, Cunha Z Almighty, Krista Brown, Joe Fit, Jonathan Pope, Corporate ENT, Wash Gamer, Dominic Volpe, 10 Lassie, Total Misdemeanor 75, Dan M, Amajek, Showtime, Michael Ray, Jay Wade, R.W. Lamont, Michelle Carlisle, Sandra James, Cobra Clutch, Tayel Cole, AMD Sutherland, Day China, Salah Adine, No Edit Vlog Philippines, George Stewart, Jane Art Lambert, Jose Garcia, Rada Submissive Wife, Louis Campos, Cosmic Funk Rabbit, Go Navy Beat Army, Cole Bush, Live Love, Plan Pray, Cat and Philly, Yeaster, The Life, Jesus the Model, Cameron Evans, LaRoyal Irvin Collins, and Lord Zero Cool. And Tessie, I think I forgot you, but thank you for your support. All right, folks. So we're going to get into this Kevin Samuels real fast. It's going to be a short clip. This is from the Q&A from September 29, 2021 on IG Live. And it starts at the 47-minute and 17-second mark and goes on to about 58 and 10 seconds. Let's start that up right now. Let's cue the audio. Audio's queued up. Let's play audio. Now get to the video shortly after.
She don't even understand what's wrong with what she said. That's why I'm like, I'll let you. Hello?
Yes, hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Kevin? Thank you for accepting me.
Cool. How old are you?
I'm 29.
29. Okay, we're talking about trust. But what do you got? What do you talking about?
Well, I actually did have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So you always say, like, you know, when you want like a high value man, like do these things, do certain things, you know, for yourself. And I just kind of like would like a suggestion from you. Like, what do you suggest women do that are working on themselves, that are trustworthy, and, you know, feel like they're ready
You have any
for
kids?
something? I do. I have one.
Where's his father?
Oh my.
His father actually passed away.
Sorry to hear that. Were you guys married?
No, we weren't married.
How old is your child?
He is 7. He's almost 8.
All right. Why high value?
Um, well,
Good question.
I feel like the guys that I guess, been attracted to, or that I've attracted,
Hmm.
just don't really like have a lot going for themselves.
What do you mean?
Well,
First off, did you go to college?
yes,
Did you
Nope.
finish?
yes.
Nope.
What's your degree in?
Marketing management, and I'm
What?
actually finishing a little bit more, a bachelor's degree as well. But right
What?
now, I have a marketing management degree.
So you think because the guys you've been attracting aren't doing what? Because they're not high value, so they're not good enough, or they're not.
Well, I guess what
What is it?
I'm trying to ask is like, for someone like me who's really trying to work on themselves, that wants to attract a high value man, like what do you suggest I do?
But I want to know why you want to attract them.
Well, I would.
You got to be honest with me. You got to tell me
Okay.
why you want to attract them. Do you want a high value man or do you want a high value lifestyle?
Mm.
Okay, I guess could you define a little bit of both?
Yeah, high value
Stupid.
lifestyle means you get to drive probably a nice foreign car, live in a nice house, a nice public school, even a private school. You know what this means. The man's making over six figures, can afford. You have the option to be able to work from home, be a stay at home mom, these kind of things. That's the lifestyle.
Okay, that does sound great.
But it comes with restrictions.
Okay, so what do you think those would be?
First off, you got to be what he wants, and generally they don't want kids.
Okay.
They don't generally want anybody else's kids. These guys had to become something, and they generally want to start their own families.
Okay, so
So I'm going to stop it there because I've received a lot of debate about this particular topic and some of the comments when we talk about relationships between men and women. So generally, we talk about men not wanting kids at a high value in regards to the standards that Kevin Samuels has established on his show. So does that mean no man who could be on the spectrum for high value would want a woman with kids or other things that may have been associated with being undesirable? Absolutely not. But again, we talk about the probabilities and not the possibilities. So can she? Yes. But here's the thing, and I always want to talk about this, and I always encourage my ladies out there in the world who watch, who know me. I say this all the time. We talk about your social cues that encourage men to extend their hand in terms of relationships. A lot of time, women who are available will do bare minimum. They could be great women. They could be doing great things in their lives. They can be beautiful or whatever. I don't want to say beautiful because, different story. But let's just put they're great women, have a lot going for them in terms of their lifestyle and things like that. But do the bare minimum. What I mean by bare minimum is hardly any communication, no social cues, claiming they're available, but they're not available to the person. And that is a big problem because you see that happen all the time. And here's the issue. If I'm a high value man, let's say that we're talking about me, Jonathan St. James, I'm the high value man. I'm not wasting my time with a woman who doesn't display social cues and doesn't give the effort to establish a relationship. Doesn't matter how beautiful she is or sexy or whatever you want to use for levels of attraction. If she is showing herself unavailable at this stage in the game, I'm letting her walk away. But that's just me.
knowing that now, what do you suggest? I guess personally, like for me, what do you suggest I would do then? Do you
But
say
I don't
settle
know why
or
I don't, what, see, settle, I don't like when women say settle
okay,
because that implies that you're at a higher level. You're a baby mama.
Right.
okay,
So I mean, you didn't graduate from NYU, right?
no, no.
All right. So why would you be settling as a single mother?
Okay, so you're just saying that person just on the same level as what I am.
Well, yeah. I mean, what level would you? How tall are you?
I'm 5'5",
Dress size.
like a 4'6",
How much did you weigh last time you weighed yourself?
a 145.
Okay, on a scale from 1 to 10, you can't use 7. What would you rank yourself? Fresh face out of the shower. Just right here.
An 8,
I smell cap.
I think. No.
I would give you a 6, adjustable 6. Cute to pretty.
Okay.
So it's not
Thank
bad,
you.
but it's above, but it's above average, but it's not way up here. But the problem is you got a kid,
Okay.
and a kid costs you at least 1 point.
Okay.
So you live in what city or what state
Yeah.
anyway?
At Washington.
Washington.
Washington
All right.
State.
So
Wow.
you have a marketing bachelor's, or you're working towards a bachelor's?
I have an AA in marketing management, and I'm working.
Associate's.
This
So you
is
have an
a
associate's.
certified
Correct.
hood
So you
classic.
have a 2-year degree,
Correct.
working towards a bachelor's in marketing, which, middle income.
Hmm.
So let me ask you a hard question. If you were an average looking woman and a dress size 10, would you be asking the same questions?
Nope.
Would you be asking for the same kind of man?
Nah, B.
I wouldn't. I'm not trying to judge someone off their dress size, but if I mean, is that what all the guys?
I'm saying,
All right. So here's the problem with that statement. So he's saying if you were a dress size 10, would you be making the same demands? Now, what is the answer to that? You may make the same demands. I know plenty of women who were size 12, 14, 16, and were making demands from a man that they really had no leverage in making. And they wanted what they wanted, but they didn't get what they got. So they had to settle for what they can get. So I get what she's saying. She definitely would probably want the same standards depending on her confidence. She has a lot of confidence. She'd try to get it. She didn't, most likely stay quiet.
what I'm asking is, if you say you're an 8, okay,
Okay.
but if you were a 5,
Okay.
and you were not a dress size 4, you were a dress size 8, 10, 12,
Okay.
would you still then be saying, I want a high value man?
I guess probably not.
No. So you're asking for a man based
See?
upon how you perceive your image to be, which is
Mhm.
fine. But men look at women and say, all right, she may have the look that I want, but there is another man's child there. And
Okay.
that is a concern, a big one.
Okay.
So you're saying, well, how do I attract this man? And I'm hearing that you want to attract this man because you want the outcomes associated with his lifestyle. But what is he going to get from being with you? What are you bringing to the table?
I mean, I guess that has a part of it too, but
What
another
is it
part of
though?
what
What is it?
well, another part of it would be, as long as you get along with that person, you understand, what they're asking for, and
All
what
right,
they.
let's say he has everything you want and more. What is he going to get from you?
I guess it would depend on what he would want from me.
Do you want any more children?
I would want to be married.
Do you want to have any more children?
I
And
don't think
married?
so. No.
All right, so a man,
You
so
stupid.
right there, I want you to understand,
Okay.
a man who has to put himself in the top 10%, top 5%, top 3%, top 1%, automatically
Mhm.
he has to go raise another man's child,
Yeah.
and he does not even get his own biological child. That's a bad deal.
Mhm.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
It's all about you and what you want. This is part of this high value thing. It's made women say, "Oh, I want that lifestyle, but I'm not even willing to give the bare minimum." So let's ask this question. You're 29 with an 8-year-old, and
Okay.
you don't want any more kids. There's a 26-year-old, no child, and she wants 3 children, and she was raised to be a housewife. Why should he skip over her to get you?
Okay. Okay.
I'm listening.
I see what you're saying.
But why should he?
I mean, does it not come down to a little bit of personality or a little bit of how you
No,
connect with somebody?
no, because no.
One's more.
It's interesting we talk about personality. Does personality matter? Absolutely matters. But generally, people tend to fall in these categories of personalities. So, can there be someone that's similar to you in personalities and values and goals and stuff like that? That could be younger, no kids, a lot more attractive. Yes. So you can't really base it off the personality itself alone. Personality has values in long-term relationships, but in reality, there has to be a host of, I don't want to say a bunch, a host of other things that a woman should possess to receive a high value man interested in a relationship. Now, men that are not high value can't get the woman they want. They're gonna accept a lot of things. Those guys up there that he's talking about, not so much.
The other.
Personality doesn't mean shit if he can't get. Men want legacy.
Okay.
You want an unfair deal, man. You want a man to be a stepfather.
Okay, well, let me retract a little bit of my statement on having another child. I think that if,
No, man, I'm gonna leave it where it was because that's the
okay.
truth.
Okay.
I read your body language. You don't want another kid.
Well,
It's
I have
hard.
to think about it. Like if I would be married and I was, in a good situation, I would love to, but I don't. It depends on how old I am as well. If I'm met my.
All right, but the thing is,
she's very argumentative, and I know she doesn't show it here, but the mere fact that she continued to talk while Kevin was trying to talk to her, usually that's definitely a red flag. When people are argumentative, they tend to do that, and that's on a peaceful level, but on a level that is doing a disagreement or hostile discussion, I can see where it go bad.
you're competing with the women around that man.
Okay. Okay.
And see, you can easily understand how to filter out people who are unacceptable based upon the men you say who are unacceptable to you. You say the men I've been dating are not acceptable to me. True or false?
True.
Then the men above you can also say which women are not acceptable to them. They want women who are fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, childless. You have a child.
Mm-hmm.
Then they want to have their own kids. You don't want to have any more kids. And if you do, at best you may get one.
And that kid is up in the background. Lady got a kid up late. That's a red flag there. So, because he doesn't usually do his shows. Well, no. I stand corrected. She says she was in Washington State. So it could be depending on what time she got on. But I'm going to estimate. So this was about 47 minutes in, and he usually starts his show when he was alive. Of course, I don't know why I talk like he's still alive, but let's say 11ish, generally between 10:30, 11:30. Usually he takes his time to get on. So let's say this is at 11 o'clock. So 11, that would have been like about 7 o'clock their time. And then about, so okay, still early. My bad. Sorry.
But he still has to raise that kid.
Right. Okay.
So my question is, as a woman with an average degree, with a child, why can't you just get an average man? What's wrong with what's been going on with average men?
I guess, there's
question.
nothing wrong with an average guy. I guess I'm not really. Maybe I've been not around the right people, I guess, not exposing myself to the right things, the right people.
And that's what I said before, guys and ladies. I said that earlier, that it's all about your interaction with men. Very important. Communication, social cues, your willingness to show availability to a man that you're interested in, and not be thirsty and throw yourself at him, but allow him to make a move towards you. It can happen. You just got to show the guy that you're interested without being over the top, sounding desperate and things like that. But he can't be up there just chasing after you, because if you're not worth the chase, it's not going to end well. And even if the guy entertains you, you may not like the results once he gets what he wants out of you. Then you'll be like,
I'm fighting for my life.
so my advice is, like she said, do you want to meet the right ones? Put yourself out there to meet the right ones.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Maybe just like certain red flags that I'll see. A lot of the times I'll let them slide. And then later I'll just go, ugh, like I shouldn't have done that in the first place. I was just totally wasting my time with this person.
What do you mean, dating?
Right. With dating. That's what I mean.
Where are you meeting these people?
Like mutual friends, or like the last guy I went on a date with, like I met him at a wedding.
At a wedding.
Well, I'm gonna just tell you, just like I tell all ladies, you all can define it or put your finger on what it is you want, but you need to spend 10 times more defining what a man's going to get.
Okay.
Because here's the reality: cute, pretty, attractive women are common. High value men are not.
Okay.
And that's the reality. So, and I want you to understand that you're supposed to be the cute one of the group, not him. An average man earning average income should be just fine for a woman with a child from another man. That really should be a win. But so when you say settle, I need you to hear what the men are hearing. They're like, oh, wait a minute. I got to take on somebody else's kid. You settling for me, and I'm a blue collar guy, or I'm a guy who's a white collar guy making middle income.
Okay.
No man wants to be settled for.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, take it easy.
Okay.
And that's pretty much the end of the video there. And that makes a lot of sense the way he said it. But unfortunately, will that be done? Probably not. She's probably still going to be looking for those high value men and ignore all the men between the worst and the best. Relationship races. Bringing hearts together. One heart at a time. 29-year-old woman from Washington State. Single mother. You say you want a high value man, but what can you do to find love and happiness, or at least pursue it? All right, here's the deal. I'm going to be very to the point on this one. The reality of the things is, as I constantly say, social cues is very important. Communication and the ability to project your availability to a man that you're interested in, and have the ability to allow him to see those qualities that should make him pursue you and extend his hand towards the future with a relationship and possibly marriage, if that's what you desire. Now, also, you got to look at men that fall under that level that you're talking about with Kevin. Got to look at them and say, well, what can I honestly find out there? And find out what can be suitable in the best way possible. And not just suitable to what your dream and your fantasy may be. Because a lot of them, look, I would have loved to have been with Halle Berry, but it just wasn't in the cards. So when it comes to relationships, you have to be realistic with your expectations, what you can get versus what is out there. And those are the braces. All right, folks. Once again, this is Jonathan St. James with the Truth is Straight podcast. Come back, check us out. Thank you for tuning in. Those who've tuned in, even if it's 10 folks, I appreciate it. Until next time, it's Jonathan St. James, and I am out.